I didn't really start appreciating baseball till probably like last year, like when I had a good year, or at least I thought I had a good year. So like being like in high school is like, oh, cool, like it's whatever. Like I just out there enjoying the game. And then like last season, it's kind of really when it hit me was like, oh, I could actually like play this game for kind of a long time and um or at least try to play it for a long time and go and then that kinda infected my decision to get into the portal and come to SEC and really, like, see what it's like here.
Who helps to instill your confidence in you? Is it someone you might look up to? Is it just the type of self mentality that you have? Or just what keeps you confident? Or like, where do you get your confidence from?
Honestly, I think it's just the mentality I've gained over the years, just because baseball, you do have to have some, like, confidence and, I guess, a little bit of arrogance to you, just a little bit, just because how mental the game is. But I think just over the years of understanding that, like, really good players have a little bit of that cockiness that you need to be good at this sport. Like, you gotta have a little bit of that, um, I guess that FU mentality, if you will, a little bit. And so that's kind of like what I kind of just remind myself is like, who cares? Like I'm gonna dominate and it is what it is and I'm gonna have fun. And like that's just what you gotta gotta think. But there's like levels to it. Like you don't gotta be like this overdue where it's just like, "Oh, okay, this is too much. But like you could have
Right.
just a little bit that can get you by. So just kind of staying in between those two is kinda where I wanna be in, like, where I am.
Your coach, Dave Anderson, clearly believed in you as much as you believed in yourself. What did he teach you about pitching or just any piece of advice that he's given you that you carry with you to this day?
Wow. High school, I don't think I ever talked about high school so much, I don't remember. Well, Dave was big Dave was big for with me, I spent a lot of time with Dave in his office just kinda, like, talking about everything, and, one of the things he always said is kinda just be where your feet are and take it one day at a time, and because the faith was also a Christian school, like we always said, always just give it up to the Lord, and that really helped, like, me stay grounded, kinda helps me stay grounded even now is, like, when I feel myself start getting out of, like, who I am, I kinda just pray to the Lord or like do some I have this Bible app and there's kind of certain topics that you could pick from and I'll pick a topic that I'm feeling that week or that day and just read about that and that's really the biggest thing. So Dave definitely taught me just like kind of like find your faith and believe in him. And we have the Bible there for us to use and to read. And so kind of reading that and then just that kind of helps you slow down your mind. So that way you can be where your feet are.
Your first year at UNLV, you stayed local to where you're from. What was that whole experience like for you just getting your first taste of D1 baseball?
Yeah, you learn really fast about a team culture. There's no more like individual stuff, I guess. Like there's all the accolades that you get in high school. Like get ready, you can be carry player of the year, you be the number one pitcher. Like it don't matter. You reset when you get to college. And I had some good vets when I was a freshman. So they taught me the ropes of what it was like to be a freshman. So that's always fun. But like when we started practicing, you could just tell like the intent of the way you're going about things is just different. It's on a different level. Like everyone's locked in. There's not really a lot of joking while you're kind of doing stuff in high school. You kind of get away with the messing around during stuff, but like in college, like we're very serious. Everything is very intentful. So you're always grinding. And then when you get in the locker room, it is fun. Just because you have dudes that have been around for. I mean, my freshman year we had about like five fifth years or six. We had a lot of fifth years and a lot of seniors. So like I was with a bunch of old heads, and so we were just messing around and joking. But, yeah, but it was a great jump for me. I really enjoyed UNLV. Especially my freshman year was a lot of fun just because like, I also had a bunch of older dudes there to help me when I was struggling or when I was a little homesick because I lived down at UNLV, I didn't stay at home. Um,
Mm.
so I had a great time my freshman year, it was awesome.
While you were at UNLV, your sophomore year, you threw a complete game against Nevada with 12 strikeouts and named Mountain West Pitcher of the Week. How well do you remember that game? And if you remember it pretty well, like walk us through that whole moment.
really, kind of started in the first inning, had a good first inning, it was like 1, 2, 3, and then the second inning, um, I gave up the first hit, so I was like, all right, well, because me and the dugout, me and my buddy, my buddies would always joke around like, all right, so if we give up the first hit in the second inning, that means we can't throw a no hitter. It'd be like, you're right. So I gave up the hit, and then I just kind of like, I don't know, I kind of was just in the groove of things, just because like those were also our rivals, and we have a bunch of friends that are also on Nevada. And then my brother was committed there at the time. And so like it was just a little bit like I know the coaches pretty well just because like I went on the trip with my brother to see like what they were telling him. Just because like I had a foot in the door of like how college is. And so like they were cool dudes, like they were totally respectful about everything. And so we were joking about it. And then obviously back in that moment of the game, like it's kind of like knowing like I know these guys, like it makes it the rivalry even just a little bit more. I kind of just got into a groove, and then after the runner got on, I went 1, 2, 3 after him, and then I kind of was just floating. And the next time I looked up, it was like the seventh inning, and my coach was asking me how I was feeling, and I was like, I feel pretty good. Like I'm not tired. I'm having fun. Like it's fine. And then he goes, you good for one more? I was like, oh yeah, like yeah, I'm good. Not thinking at the time there hasn't been a runner that has gone past first base this entire game. Like it's they had I think at that game I gave up 3 hits and like those are the only runners on base. And in my head I wasn't even thinking that. And so we go back out there for the eighth and like I'm feeling it a little bit, feeling a little tired, but I'm just throwing it to where the pitches were or the location is. And so I come back after that inning. My coach goes, you want the ninth or what do you I was like, what are you talking about? It's the ninth inning. I look up at the board, it's the ninth. I'm like, oh, this game's going by pretty quick. Like, well, like, have I give up? I look back and I go, have I give up any runs yet? Or like what's the score? Like I was just so in the moment that like I
Just so
wasn't
locked.
yeah, I had no idea what was going on. So I was like, well, I didn't know it was the ninth inning. Two, how many runners have been on base? Cause like I it's like I've been he goes, you haven't really had a runner on base since like the third inning. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take the ball. I'll take the ball. Yeah. So I went back out there for the ninth, and then I remember I struck out the first two dudes, and then the last dude, I went heater in, heater up, and then I threw a slider down the way, and he hooked it to our shortstop Palmyra, which is like my older brother because me and Gunnar Myro, we grew up with him as like our older brother really, because we all played football and baseball together. So then when he grounded out to him, I looked back and I was just like, wow, I can't believe that just happened. And then it was game over, and I was like, wow, that was incredible. That was probably the most fun I've had in a long time.
Obviously, making that shift from UNLV to Oklahoma, was it hard to leave Vegas or just leave that program that you had so much fun at, but ultimately it's what's best for you and everything like that. So just leaving home, how was that?
So after my freshman year, I kind of had to make the decision whether I just wanted to do school or try to play baseball for a long time just because like I just wasn't where I need to be physically and then kind of like metric wise with pitch shapes and all that. And so I moved out
Mhm.
to Oklahoma, in Edmond. There's a place called Pitching Works out here. So I trained out here that summer, going into my sophomore year, and then had a good sophomore year, and then I went back during the summer last year and was there before I went to the USA. But during breaks, so like Thanksgiving breaks, Christmas breaks, any breaks that we got, I always flew to Oklahoma that weekend, and got work in. So I've been in and out of Vegas for a long time. It feels like I've probably been in Oklahoma more than I've been in Vegas. Just because the only time I was in Vegas was for baseball season. Besides that, I was in Oklahoma. So the transition at first was easy. I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna be in Oklahoma a little longer. And then the middle of fall came and it was like, "Oh wait, I'm not going home." Like I'm I'm actually here. And so we got me and my brother got a little homesick, but at least we were together, which was nice and made it a little easier.
Now you're at Oklahoma pitching in front of at least 6,000 fans. What was that like for you? Like your first game as an OU senior, and just pitching in front of all those people? Because from my understanding, they take their baseball and softball very seriously. Because I know OU softball is like second to none. So just what was your experience pitching in your first game for OU?
I want to say that first day was probably 15 to 18,000 people there. Like I looked up and it was like the bottom bowl was filled, the top bowl was filled, and like there was even some people on the super top. Um, and this is like an MLB stadium, so like this is like it's pretty big, and there was a lot of
Wow.
people out. But honestly, it was just kind of just having that confidence and and that swag. Like we played our my first game as a Sooner was against our rivals, Oklahoma State. Like that was my first start. And so like it was just another rivalry game with a bunch of people in the stands. Like you just kind of have to gotta have that swag and tune it out and just throw. But it was definitely when I came off the mound, I definitely was like, yeah, this is a little different. And then our first home series, having people there and letting you know if they like a call or disagree with a call, like it's just like wow, like this is fun. Like this is why we come to SEC. This is why we work so hard in the falls because like we do it for these people that have our backs, essentially. Like, yeah, they're gonna talk their talk when we mess up. Like, all right, but then like they also know that like we're out here trying our best. We're not just trying to just like give games away. And so like it's fun. And plus they bring the energy every time. And like when you, I'll tell you this, when you got energy and like fans in the stadium and they bring energy, oh my god, it makes that game feel a lot like way how you just have way more fun with it. So
So, I mean, I know you still have another year under your belt, but when everything's all said and done and you hang up that Sooner jersey for the last time, how do you want to be remembered as both a player and a person?
someone who was just out there having fun and competed, and that's really about it. Like when you saw LJ, he had a smile on his face, messing around, having fun, and just enjoyed the game of baseball and enjoyed being around his teammates, and it's really about it. So yeah.
Just plain put and simple. Just a final closing remark. So, for anyone maybe tuning into this podcast who might not know who you are just yet, or they're just tuning into OU baseball, what's something that they should know about you and your game?
Basically, it's gonna be in your face, and we're gonna have fun. It's you're gonna see some, I guess, getting back to my old me of like just going right at people. So hopefully some good at bats. But you're gonna see a lot of strikes in the zone and a lot of hitters being attacked from different angles, different pitches. You're just gonna see the ball cross the plate and preferably a lot of balls in action. Like for me, like if I could save a pitch by throwing a heater away to a righty, and getting him to roll over or hit it to an outfielder, like that'd be perfect. But you're gonna see a lot of just the game, fast paced game. Like I like to work fast. I like to attack. So it's just being me quick. And probably you might even enjoy it because some people take a long time to pitch. I don't. I just kind of just go. So yeah.